We are going to talk about a game you guys love on Mixer because of the interactivity and the FTL capabilities. The next game in the Jackbox Party Pack, the Jackbox Party Pack 4. Allard, can you tell us a little bit about the games that are in this one?
Yeah, sure. So the Jackbox Party Pack 4, and we came up with that 4 number specifically because it's the 4th in the game series.
That's creative.
I know. So there's one game you'll recognize in there, which is called Fibbage. And Fibbage 3 is back. Nice. And this time it's coming with a new mode. It's an alternate form of play, which is, it's called Enough About You. And that's all about, like, your facts. You know how, like, there's weird facts out in the world, that's Fibbage?
Yeah.
Then there's the weird facts about you. Like,
Whoa.
What did you call your little toy when you were a kid? So that's something you would provide,
okay.
And then your friends try and figure out, like, what the reality is.
That is an awesome game. Think about the capabilities of that for streamers. So, like, people can totally guess and think about, you know, how that streamer grew up, like, personal details, really get into the nitty-gritty.
Like, where did you have your first makeout session?
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So
I'm curious, what are they playing right now?
Right now they're playing bracketeering, which is kind of like a high-energy version of Quiplash, but it's not like Quiplash because it's actually about people's opinions and like about stupid things.
Right.
Like, what's the best zombie weapon? Or like, what would like Benedict Cumberbatch voice as a vegetable? You know, things like that. And we battle those ideas out, and it is hilarious, and it actually ends up usually in a screaming fight.
Oh my gosh! As do so many Jackbox Party games.
But this one gets really contentious because people are really passionate about dumb things.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I see it right now. Like, well, this one's getting crushed, but that's pretty funny that like how competitive the people can get over this. So what can you tell us? How many rounds of this are there? Like, how does the competition work?
So the competition works as first it's sort of a simple round, something that everyone can kind of type in. The second round is actually a blind bracket where we take the prompts that you put in and we switch it around. So we might be like, what's an animal larger than you, right? And then the blind bracket will be like, well, what would be so cool for a magician to make disappear? So we kind of change the context of your prompt. And in the third round, there's 3 blind rounds that are consecutive. So we take the same thing and we pit it against each other in different ways. So it's
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So we have bracketeering, Fibbage 3.
Yep.
And what are the other 2? Is it 2 more?
No, we got
3 more.
3 more.
Oh.
So I know, jam-packed full of games.
Holy cow!
So. The third game is a game called Survive the Internet, and that's a game about, I don't know, trolling. Yeah. You kind of troll your buddies by taking their words and making them look bad.
So streaming.
Yeah, kind of like, exactly. So it's like, you said this, but then you said that about that. You know, it's like we kind of allow people to twist the meaning of your own words, which is like priceless.
I just feel like this version, like every Jackbox Party game, causes people to fight. It tears relationships apart in the best way. Well, all right. Tell that to my ex-wife. That's not true.
Bring people together. Yeah, that's what we try and do.
That's true. You do. You bring people together.
And then they fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome, man.
So the fourth game is actually kind of weird. It's called Monster Seeking Monster, and it's like a dating app for monsters. So you don't swipe left or swipe right. You actually chat with other people that you're playing with, and you try to make dates with them. So you got this sort of chat interface that goes from player to player. But the thing is, you're all monsters, and you don't know what powers they have. And everybody's got special powers when it comes to the dating. So the idea is to get as many dates as you can by leveraging your powers and avoiding what you think other people might be.
That's ridiculous.
So it's like kind of like a hidden action dating game.
So what's the end game of that game? Like, how do you win?
You win by going on the most dates, getting the most hearts. So,
Aww.
I know.
So much like real life.
I know. and the monsters are adorable.
Oh, that's great.
And then the last game is our next drawing game called Civic Doodle. And this, it's kind of a collaborative, I don't know if you're familiar with this term. It's like an art thing, which it's like exquisite corpse, where people like draw on the same drawing. So it's sort of a collaborative drawing. 2 people go at a time, and then the rest of them votes while they watch them draw in real time what is better. So it's kind of like Quiplash meets Drawful, but you're all making this like really bizarre illustration, and somehow anatomy comes into play a lot. I'm not sure why.
Anatomy comes into play in every game that's Jackbox, man. Like anytime anyone on the internet has an excuse to write butt or poop, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, anytime you give people a chance to draw penises on penises, we know it's a Jackbox.
Totally. I mean, that's it. Almost should be in the ESRB. I love it, man. I honestly, again, with Mixer, with like FTL on Mixer, the streamers can play this with low latency. I shouldn't say no, and it's such an intimate game for streamers and viewers.
It's really appealing to us too, because it's like having that connection with the players and with the audience in real time is like. It's been what's made Jackbox what it is today, really. It's like having all those people contribute. And now, actually, with Monster Seeking Monster, the audience can actually play as a character, and it's sort of like a weird hive mind.
Yeah.
And you vote on like what to chat to people, and you vote on who to date, and it's really awesome.
Honestly, that sounds like the best game so far. Like, they all sound awesome, but Monster Seeking Monster sounds like the most unique new game to the Jackbox pack.
We always try to do something very different to kind of like see what happens, and yeah, this one's really weird, and I love it.
That's awesome. So, Allard, if you had to pick one of the 5 games on Jackbox Party Pack 4, what would you pick?
Oh my gosh, they're all children to me. It's like Sophie's Choice. You know, I kind of love this one because this one was designed for big audiences, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what bracketeering does, you know, with a big audience at PAX and like with big broadcasters. So
totally. And what's the max players on bracketeering? 16?
16, but audience can be up to 10,000.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I apologize for my voice, but that is, yeah. Can you do that?
What?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, you're much higher.
I know, that's hurtful, but I appreciate it, but also it hurts. Yeah, this game has been fun to watch, and the crowd behind our camera woman right now is pretty big. Like, everyone's into it. That's, I don't know, it's the beauty of Jackbox. Like, everyone loves this game. It's ridiculous. Smash Mouth can win something.
We can always draw a crowd. It's amazing. Like at PAX every year, we're always like amazed with how many people come, and they just plop down for like 4 or 5 hours and just hanging out playing.
Well, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's just fun. I mean, it's easy. You can grab your phone and play. It's like I play it at Christmas with my family, so that's like the ease of access for like my grandmother and my parents who are not gamers to play. It's just a great.
And that's kind of like the part of the DNA of the Jackbox brand. Like since like 1995, since like You Don't Know Jack, people have been playing with their families, and we've gotten letters where we've brought families together that were ripped apart.
Wow.
And then, of course,
ripped them back apart.
Ripped them back apart. Okay.
That is awesome. Allard, thank you so much for your time. It was a genuine pleasure getting to talk to you.
Cheers.
Oh.
Likewise.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, everyone. Oh, when is this game out? That's what I want to know.
It should be out soonish.
Okay. Soonish.
But like before, we really want it to come out before Thanksgiving.
Sure. All right. Well, thanks again, man. You heard it here. Maybe before Thanksgiving. Back to you, Josh.